it do, baby? Okay, so we are here with just hold on. Let me do what I do best. Cause why did I? Okay, there we go. We're here to talk about the Diddy trial. We are here on day 18. Yes, it did happen Friday, and yes, it is Sunday. But I figured, hey, maybe y'all wanted to get out in the world, do a little something for the weekend, shake your ass a little bit, do whatever it do. Because in a lot of parts of the country right now, it's finally nice outside. Yes, it is finally nice outside. It's around the 80s this weekend, and I couldn't be happier. Even though my fat ass didn't go nowhere but get my eat on, stay in the house, and eat a whole bunch of s'mores. Yes, I am shamed. I have got to get back on my healthy track because these last 50 pounds about to turn into the last 80 pounds again, I feel. And I am not about that life, because I am not about to go back and wear that other shit that I was wearing that's cooped up, folded up somewhere. I don't know. We ain't got time. But we are on the second day of Jane Doe. And yes, we may know who Jane Doe is, but we are going to act like we have got some sophistication to us. We are going to act like we have some integrity to us over here, and we are not going to dox her like just about everybody else is. We're going to relax and we're going to do things right. So we've got more from Jane Doe, and she has really tied this Rico all together Friday. Yes, she did. Rico, including the fraud and including the what else? She's got it all for the fraud and the coercion. Yes, it is happening. And she had proof, and she had the receipts, and she is very much believable. Now, we do have the Diddy fans out there, and we have some bloggers out there that are on the Diddy side, and some are being probably paid to do this and talk great about him and everything, but we ain't doing that over here. That's not what we do over here. So, what is happening is there are a lot of bloggers saying, besides doxing Jane Doe, they are saying that shoot, I forgot my thought I was going. I wasn't ready to go on yet, but I pressed go live by accident when I tried to press something else. But yes, it is tied up in a bow. Everything that Jane said just about echoes and shadows what Cassie went through, what Mia went through. It was a lot. And with Rico, you also have to prove a pattern. And a pattern was absolutely proven also. Now look, we know that Diddy is a horrible man, but I have just got to talk about how something funny, which is probably going to be the funniest thing, the only thing that is funny, not even the funniest, but the only funny thing out of this whole thing, is the fact that Diddy had words for the sketch artist. Yes, the sketch artist. The thing is, I got words for the sketch artist too, and I ain't the only one. Diddy ain't the only one. A lot of people have been talking about the sketch artist. Now, this sketch artist to Diddy feels like she got him looking like a koala bear. Diddy, you wish. You ain't nothing cute next to a koala bear. I'm sorry. Koala bears are the cutest thing ever. You are not. You are not. I mean, if you stop coming in looking like a koala bear, maybe she'll start drawing you like one. But the thing is, she even makes the judge look completely messed up. And we know how the judge looks. We know he do not look that old because he is not that old. But she got the judge looking like he in his late 40s. And I'm like, no, 50s, because she really got him messed up. We ain't gonna do that to the judge. What else is going on? Yeah, so after Jane's testimony Friday, Diddy tried to call for a mistrial over the weekend. He absolutely did. So yesterday, Diddy sent a letter to the judge trying to have a mistrial. What could he try to have a mistrial on, might you ask? Well, this isn't Diddy's first rodeo trying to get a mistrial. This time, he is saying that Bona's testimony of the whole incident of the balcony off the 17th floor did not happen. He is now saying that that is an absolute, complete lie. Never happened. Not even the lungs of fabricated. He is saying it didn't happen. Period. But how can we talk about this didn't happen when there is proof where Bonner testified the fact that he tried to pay her off through Rod Holiday? Rod Holiday. Remember that? Remember that? He has tried to pay her off for it. So what are you paying her off for now if you're not doing that, Mr. Diddy, Mr. Diddler? What's that about? What you got to say about that? I'm just trying to figure it out. Just trying to figure it out. Yeah, so the defense has nothing to grab onto, actually. And this is why they're doing this. After Jane Doe did her testimony yesterday, and she provided what she provided, Diddy is so done with. It is a wrap. He ain't going nowhere from where he is. He did get stopped. He can be whatever type of bad boy for life he wants to in there. Okay? We're not saying these lyrics ain't true, but these lyrics are going to be true under certain different pretenses and environments, sir. Also, during this second day, she describes her time with Diddy and how she felt and how she did not want to do freak offs. However, to her, they're known as hotel entertainment nights. And she even talks about one time on her birthday. Who else did he do this to? Some tragic stuff to on her birthday. Was it Cassie? Didn't she testify to that the first week? Yes, she did. Yes. So Diddy had Jane Doe herself doing a freak off on her birthday. Yes. 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 And she talks about, and she did not hold back, of how jealous she was of the other woman that he was seeing. Now, the fact that we know that she was seeing Diddy up until he was arrested, meaning this is in real time. We also know who he was seeing at the time was Young Miami. Now, Young Miami's name has not been named yet, may not be named at all, has not been named, but she is known as another woman. At least to us, she's just another woman. But if we connect the dots and all of that, we know, because she talks about a time where after a freak off, she learns that he's with her in Turks and Caicos celebrating the girl's birthday, which is wild because it was the first place she and Diddy went, and she has always wanted to go back. And yes, the freak off went on at Turks when he went with her too. But she's always dreamed of going back of just those two. The thing is with the Jane Doe, just about with all of the women, they all just wanted Diddy. That's all they wanted. All they wanted was Diddy. And for some reason, some way, somehow, Diddy was able to have this type of control over them to where even though he was treating them this way and the third, they still love this man. If that's not a Stockholm Syndrome situation, I don't know what is. But these women appreciated, admired, fantasized over Diddy. I mean, for the first 6 months to a year, Diddy was giving them whatever they want. They were living the dream with Diddy. It was a perfect fairy tale the first 6 months to a year. But when that came, it was time. Once that was time, you were a certain type of woman for him. You were no longer the girlfriend you were thinking you were. You are now the worker that he actually got you to be and wanted you to be in the first place. Diddy has an agenda, and he has followed this MO perfectly to a T almost compared to the witnesses who have testified. They are all saying basically the same thing, different wording, but same thing. For instance, with Cassie, they were freak offs. With Jane Doe, they are hotel entertainment nights. You see the difference, but there ain't no difference. She also testifies of how at first, yeah, he would be the one to call, but then she became the one calling to a point where even once or twice she called for on her behalf, hoping to make him happy. All she wanted to do was make this man happy. She knew that if she would get time with him, if she provided time um with an entertainment night. It was always all about that. She wasn't getting time with him until after the S worker left, and it was just them two doing whatever they were going to do with the S workers. Yeah, yeah. So it was always a tit for tat for her. And the couple of times, she said that she did it for him. But after a while, it became a thing. And this is where she has actual text messages showing that, no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to have these nights with you anymore. I just want it to be us. For the night of her birthday, she explains that they went out to a nice restaurant. Everything was good. It was just him and her. Everything was beautiful. And then they go back to the room because, hey, it's that time. I'm about to have my alone time with my man that I have been wanting forever. We about to do the do. I'm about to do whatever he want me to do because it's going to be me and him. And that's all I ever wanted. But no. When they get back, there's a worker there, and he's like, surprise! Happy birthday, basically, on her birthday. And yes, he forced her then to take either a Molly or an X. I believe it was an X this time. And made her perform. Now, I don't recall if this was the same night, but she recalls a night where she did perform with a worker. Worker left. She had her time with Diddy. After her time with Diddy, he informs her that another one is coming. Yeah. So she goes, takes a shower, and she has to get ready all over again for another worker. Another one. Oh, but wait. There's more. After that second one, a third one came in. Now, this could be the night where she said it was 3 rounds, and it lasted for 18 hours. 1-8. 1-8. 18 hours. 18 hours it lasted. Yes. Now, I believe this first time is when he got upset because he was upset because her and the worker were looking for a condom to use. Yes, Diddy hates condoms. He despises them, obviously. Yeah, but he was so visibly upset when he realized that they were looking for a worker because, she was doing her thing with him for a little bit. He was in the other room. He came in like, what's the hold up? What's going on? He was upset that they were looking for protection. She wanted to protect herself. He's a sicko. He is an absolute sicko. He got upset. And eventually, the worker ended up leaving. I don't know if that worker ever got called back or not. Probably not. But that is when another one came in, and another one, and another one. It just didn't stop for her. She describes at least, my goodness, it's just the most horrible things. And she is just crying on the stand like she is just going through it. And Diddy is just there doodling, not doing nothing. Diddy is mad, cold, and turned off because he mad that the judge got in his ass about him looking at the jury the way that he was. Handle your bitch, Mark. Handle your bitch. All right? And that's what was going on. So, let me go back to my notes in a nutshell to see what was going on, to get some details of everything. Like I said, I got my notes from like 3-4 different sources, so excuse me if I say it over, but if I did, it's because there was something else about that went with it. So bear with me. Y'all have so far, and I appreciate you. Hey, my name is Confessions, goes by Confessions of a Reality Queen. Please come through. I am doing a Diddy trial, and pretty soon I'm going to be starting my Hey Boo Hays in the morning before I go to work again, talk about other hot topics in politics. Right now, I've got politics on the background. It's commercial, but I got it on MSNBC. I hope everyone is safe right now. There are a lot of protests going on, so if you are out there, please be safe and come on back home. I know a lot of people are out there protesting, and it's a lot of them going on. Be careful. ICE is out. The military is out. Some of local police enforcement is out. Be careful where you are. And another thing that was a big thing Friday was she talked about her jealousy of Carisha. We don't know if it is, but we know it is. Young Miami. Her jealousy of that. So let's just get into what I have. I am so hot. It is hot in here. And I got the air on. That was not liquor. That was some good old Kool-Aid. Woo. Okay. Let me hurry up and get through all of this. Friday was also the first time that the jury got to actually see one of the freak off videos. One was showed, the one with Jane Doe. Yeah. Okay, jury sees freak off video for the first time. Refusing escorts for a condom. Eventually arranged herself. She eventually started arranging herself as a surprise for Diddy. Freak offs. I said that. She details one time about a sweaty, disgusting, smelly worker that came in that she had to do with. And she couldn't take it. She could not take it. Also, it would be talked about how times where he would encourage her to keep going. She tried 2 times without party favors to go through the freak offs, but she could not do it. One time in the middle of one, she asked him to give her something because she just could not. And times when she felt like she couldn't continue, he would come in like a coach, like, come on, finish strong. You could do this. I'm like, ew, this is disgusting. Imagine him doing that while you in a hijab and naked the rest of the waist down. Like, ew. Ew. Escort, one freak off lasted 3.5 days. 3.5 days? How can I continue to go on for 3.5 days? Like, I would be over with. Like I said, Diddy scribbles in notebook as she gives this emotional testimony. We talked about how Diddy's, he called out the sketcher for looking like koala bear. But, baby, can we talk about it? Because, her name is Jane Rosenberg, and I want to look her up to see what she looked like. But, yeah, he told her to soften me up a bit. You making me look like a koala. This is the same sketch artist who sketched Rudy Giuliani and made him look like his dog. Remember when that whole thing was going on? Yeah, that was her work. Also, when Donald Trump had his thing that he got off of, so I don't know why it mattered, he told her to make him look sexy. Baby, them colors ain't invented yet. That'll never happen. They said not more sexier. No, just sexy. Make me look sexy. Because you're not. It could never happen, Donald. Never gonna happen. Live in the now. This is off subject, but Ray J wants everyone to know that no, he had nothing to do with Whitney's death. And he's calling out the YouTuber who called him out saying that he was responsible for it. But he wants everyone to know that no, he wasn't. I would talk about what else is going on, but you know what? He's an asshole, and we're not gonna mix that up into this. Um, but we will say, J Doe says she loved Diddy. He gave her a contract in 2023 for 2 years for the $10,000 a month for the house that she wanted. That's what she did with the money. Yeah, 2 year contract, and it was in 2023. So that means it is up this year. I wonder if that could maybe be why she didn't want to testify at first because of this contract and what would happen. But if it's only a couple, if it is this year, we're halfway through the year. I mean, at one point, what month? What month? Because maybe we can take care of you. Maybe the prosecution said, look, you do this, we'll take care of you. We'll make sure you okay, all right. We're going to make sure you straight. All right? He ain't going to take away your house. He ain't going to take away nothing. Period. Because all she was getting was the money from Diddy and the child support from her baby daddy. So that ain't nothing. Even, it ain't nothing. Because who knows what the child support was. Real talk. The thing about it is even with this house, she went in credit card debt because she had to furnish it. Yeah, she had to furnish it all. All he paid for was the $10,000 flat. Nothing else, nothing extra. She had to get her hair and nails done. She had to pay all of the bills, and she had to furnish this place. I'm sure, I wonder what type of car she had. I don't know, but he couldn't even give her a car. Like, come on. $10,000 flat? Like, the workers were getting paid more. If they were continuously called back each week, they get more than her. That's insane. She was the one getting all the UTIs and all this going on, and $10,000? No, honey. No. No. So when she actually got enough, she really was had enough. She really was down to cancel it. She didn't want to do this no more. There was a recording played. Yes, there was a recording played, and Diddy is talking about, hey, you ain't gonna do this no more. You need to keep putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. I ain't gonna be the only one putting in the work. You need to get on your job. Like, it's just like he is really on one. It's disgusting listening to it. Like, I can't believe this. It's just ill. It's just ill. It really is disgusting. It's just too much. Yeah, he was telling her it's gonna be a rude awakening if you don't stop fighting with him. You need to get on her job, and she knew her job was to taking care of him and making him happy, which included the hotel nights. But like she said, she was extremely jealous of possibly Young Miami. After one of the freak offs, she gets wind, on social media, whatever, that he's out giving her birthday trip in Miami and all of it, in Turks. And she calls him up like, how dare you? You treating me like this. I feel nasty. I feel disgusting. And you're treating me like this on my birthday. And I find out you doing this for her. How can you take her to Turks when you knew that was where I wanted to go? You've been telling me you're going to take me back all of this time. You haven't took me back yet. He did that to mess with her. He is a dirty dog. A dirty dog. But he gonna tell her, you had your birthday, now let her have her. Now this hers. I would have threw up. I would have burned the house down. All right? Left eye activated. Like, really. What else? Everything, like, Why did? Okay, I thought it stopped. It was a glitch in the matrix, I swear. Is it still going? It's still going? Okay. Sorry, y'all. Somebody's trying to call me. I thought I turned the focus on my phone, but let me get back to it. Made her perform, no control over her body. KK is definitely named as a co-conspirator. She is a co-conspirator. Now, she still has time to the moment before she gets on that stand to say, I flipped the script. But it looks like KK is going to be testifying for Diddy. So if we don't see her in the next week, sorry about that. So if we don't see her in the next week or two, then that, okay, it's back. So if we don't see KK in the next week or two, then that means she's definitely for Diddy. Yeah, we went over the whole begging for a condom thing. Down to the first time after a while, it took a toll on her. Marathon. After the second time, had to throw up in the bathroom. Pete said, "Get in here. I can get a break." She felt like she could never get a break. When she did try to get a break during the freak offs, he was like, "No, get back in here. You need to finish off strong." Again, like I said, encouraging her. We went over the sweaty, smelly, sloppy worker already. That's gross. While engaging, he always wanted her to keep engaging and looking at the worker while it was going on. And imagine that if you were doing that with the sweaty, stinky one, and the sweat is just dripping down onto you. That's quite disgusting. I think there's video of talk about it got on video to talk about how he promised he could use a condom or whatever. And yeah, and he was like, "What's the problem? You already took this D, so what's the problem?" You know, after the whole thing, he was really irate about using a condom. That is really crazy. So Jane Doe is probably the last victim that has testified. I think we're done with the victims. Everybody else are just witnesses, experts, and all of that stuff. So now that we've gone through all of that, I think we're going to get into the Rico now. That's what we've got going on. We still got her testifying Monday. Cross-examination is to come, and we still have the redirect. So she could be on the stand for another 2 days. Honestly, it could go for that long. And then after that, who knows who could be called. We've got so many. I would love to see if D-Rock is going to come on. If so, he definitely looks like he is a co-conspirator. He could possibly change it too. Who knows? Who knows? She talks about in 2022, she carried parlor favors for him to go to Beverly Hills to pick up. She asked KK, "Is this safe?" KK responded, "I do this all the time." And yeah. And she was ready to go to a freak off later that day. She was working for him and working for him. She was doing the thing. So she tied in the Rico completely with the fraud, with the coercion. It's all there. Like, she said it all. I don't think she really left anything else. But my thing is, what is Diddy doing with all the figure out? What is he doing with them? Because at this point, I'm just trying to figure it out why is it not moving? I don't know how this video is going to turn out. I'm going to hurry up and get off because it's really doing something funny. I'm just wondering, what is he doing with all these videos? I mean, he don't got time to watch all of these back because he's always making new ones or doing some other criminal stuff. So what is he doing with them? I feel like he might be selling these overseas or on the black market or something, because some of these videos are out somewhere, but no one's talking about it because probably people are still making money off of it. If so, I don't know. Just a thing. What do you think? She also talked about and proved that none of these girls ever contacted these workers outside of Diddy. Not before, during, or after. Only when they were with Diddy did they reach out to these. Um, yes, this beer she would have to he would mirror the FaceTimes when she called the workers, because she would have to FaceTime the workers, and she would have to connect her phone to the screen or whatever so Diddy could watch and see what was going on. So all this time the workers thought it was just her calling him up. No, it was her calling on Diddy, but Diddy was on the other line too. You remember that three-way stuff people used to do? Call and then hurry up and click over before it got that click in between so people wouldn't know that you were on. Yeah, that's that shit that Diddy was on. Um, she named names of workers. She named a name. She named a Don, a Leo, a Paul, and a Cabral. These names were brought up, so maybe these workers may still be testifying. They're not necessarily victims, but they are witnesses. So we still have some workers who may come and testify to Jane Doe's story still. Um, she talked about going to LA, Miami, and Turks. That goes the travel of it all. We talked about P. Diddy standing in the corner agitated about the protection. He was in a sour mood after that. She mentions the butler, Brandon, who came to the door and handed her some stuff. Frank, she talks about Frank, John, and others. I don't know who they are, but I don't know why I wrote that. But all of this was basically just for her to get paid. It is crazy. And I just wonder, was Carisha on this path, and was he just too blind to realize? Because you see how he gets these girls in different ways. It's not all just the same way, same pattern, but different tactics, because these women are a different way or for what's going on in their lives. And for Carisha, who is a celebrity, he would have had to really go about her a different way. But you never know. Carisha could have been well on her way. Because one thing he does do, he does isolate everyone. Make sure that they work for him. Their only income is from him. And look how it was with City Girls. What happened to City Girls? It's just something to think about. Argument over KK messages. Diddy was not to look at the jury. We talked about that. We talked about him being a coach. You're not getting tired on me, are you? She would talk and she would just start crying like she didn't know. Like she just felt really about herself. Like she almost like she hated herself almost. She just wanted to go back to the old days. There's messages of her saying that. She just wanted to go back to the way it was, but she felt like she opened Pandora's box that first time when she said, yeah, sure. And then 2 hours later, she was busting it wide open. She said she would have to tune herself out to dissociate herself, just like Cassie said. Also, talk about exchange for the low time. At 23, back at his place, they took him back to his place. She was happy to cook, clean, massage for him, and have a real relationship. That happened, once maybe. And it's interesting because Douglas, Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wicker, was in the courtroom when she was testifying. I don't know what that means, but it's got to mean something. Why is that? Because it's also funny that they also thought that they accused her and Cassie of getting together and comparing stories or whatever before court. No, you have an MO. Own up to it. Really, because this is getting crazier. So this week coming up, court is going to be staying later than usual. All right? They're going to be staying later than they usually would. Maybe 1 or 2 more hours. I'm not sure. But yeah, they were. She also talks about that she saw a lot of money everywhere. Money in drawers, money in nightstands, money in cases. Like, he always carried money. You never knew when he had to pay somebody off, you know. He would always call J9, one of his security guards, and KK to get more money. She says that they filmed almost every time. Her neck and back would hurt all of the time. It was bad from doing all of the things, and he want her to hold poses for hours at a time. What are you doing holding poses for hours at a time? Hours? What is going on in these freak offs? This is not a freak off. This is a production of some sort. Should have been Bad Boy Productions, because you're producing smut, sir. She said she was never sober. She acted like she liked it, but she felt like she had to just to get through it. She said there are times you will see her smiling and joking, but yeah, she was high all the time. And she was just trying to make him happy. She always had to wear high heels and the ugly stripper stuff. She talked about how she got her nipples pierced and it would always snag. So she wanted to take them out because they would always snag, because they would always get infected and pussy or whatever. But he wanted her to have these rings in the twins. He wanted her to have the twins pierced, and they were uncomfortable for her. And he always made her have them in, and he liked the way it looked in the. Oh my God, I feel for her, because them things hurt. It took a while. It takes a while for them mugs to heal, and if they're just snagging and snagging, they never gonna heal. That means they never healed. That's so bad. She would have a sore for JJ, and she felt like she couldn't complain. And all of this is in her notes. She put it in that app notes in her phone. Yeah, she made notes. She even tried to make her house that he was paying for a freak off spot. Yeah. Yeah. And when they did the freak off with her, she would have to be the one cleaning up. He didn't rent crews and stuff like you saw for when he was with Cassie. No. Yeah, so she talks about on her birthday, she found out around her birthdays when she found about Carisha, saw him in their studio in the gym, so she called him out about it. Oh, my goodness. She went through it all. She went through it all. She went through it all. Yeah. So she is going to be on the stand again tomorrow and probably Tuesday. And we didn't even really get to the dark stuff. I thought we were going to get to the dark stuff Friday. We barely got there. It was too much other stuff in between. But tomorrow, maybe it'll get there. And we will have more to talk about. And until then, I'll see you then, y'all.